Miles?
I'm here. I heard my mic like going
No, your mic is fine.
going into static zone again, and so I just like muted myself right then. Okay, all right.
Oh,
So I'm
so
live on
all right, all right. So welcome everyone.
my screen now,
And
and
please,
I'll do
everyone.
a.
So welcome everyone to our. Oh no, Miles! It's doing it again. It's doing it again. Something happened. Oh no. Well, we're going to try to work through these technical difficulties, but Miles was supposed to be our guest lecturer today. Miles, if there's any way you can get Discord working on your phone, you can use that as your microphone instead of whatever's screwing up on your computer. I think. I would probably make an alt account for yourself. If you can make an alt account for yourself, so you can stream, so that I can have you on screen, and so you can talk at the same time through your phone on Discord. That might work. So when you get that set up, let me know. But we're gonna get started with some warm ups in a little bit. I'll do some time pose warm ups, and let's see if I can get the Mr. Drawing and the guest on screen. So Miles is going to be in the corner. Miles' screen is going to be in the corner there. My screen is going to be primary for now, and we're going to get started with some warm ups on some time hand poses. So I've got a giant ass folder of like tons and tons of hands and stuff. We're going to start with some. I'm going to shift through these and start with some things that will give us something to start with. Let's see if I can find one of the key images in particular that I want people paying attention to. But for these warm-ups, don't be too concerned with. Don't be too concerned with. Let me check Miles' voice again. Miles, you there? Miles, is your voice there? Try your voice one more time.
All right, can
Yeah, I can hear you now. I can hear you now.
audio settings on Discord.
Okay. Okay, good. All right, you want to introduce yourself now before like the world collapses? We'll just do that. Yeah. I'll put you on focus real quick. There you go. All right, go ahead. Hello, Miles. Miles. Miles, your mic was working fine. You want to? Hello. Now Miles's mic was working, but now they're not responding. Okay, well we'll just move ahead. Sorry about this, folks. The technical difficulties kind of throw us off a bit. So Miles, speak up again when you can, and we'll hopefully get things started there. But anyway, so all right, so we're going to be doing hand drawing today, and I've got Miles here to assist me in that. He's really freaking good at hands. You won't believe just how fucking awesome they are at hands. So I'm gonna do like a quick kind of demonstration of like some of the basics of hands. But we've got a giant ass folder of timed hand poses that we're going to be using for reference today. And we'll be getting lots of hand pose drawing in. I've been doing a lot of prep work warming up for this, so we should have a lot of fun. But here, let me see if I can find. There's one image in particular I want people to take a peek at. I'm going to shift through and try to find her real quick. Here somewheres in bit, folks. The giant ass folder that I've got with all this shit. So Burn Hogarth is one of the main things. Oh, here it is, right here. All right. So this page in particular, we're going to be taking a good long look at. This is from Burn Hogarth's Drawing Dynamic Hands, which is one of the best books on drawing hands, in my opinion, and a lot of other artists' opinion. This page is particularly useful for like breaking down the basic some of the basic forms of the hands and wrapping your head around them in a really clean way. So I'm going to go over a quick demonstration of kind of how to use this for your gesture drawing tonight. We'll wait until we can get things worked out with Miles, so that we can do more in-depth lecture. But this will be something to start with.
Okay.
Oh, there you are.
I think I got it.
All right,
It
start.
was a faulty connection.
Oh,
it was
there
a faulty connection on my mic's part.
Oh,
I
like
just
the
switched
mic,
the
the input. Okay, goody. Well, if
cable.
you're like bumping it, then literally that was causing it.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Okay.
All right. So I'll give you the floor now. There you go. Well, get your stream back up.
Okay. Now
You got cut off there. Are you talking?
Fuck.
Everything good? Hello? Something good. Miles? Miles, talk to me. Well, anyway, folks, what you're seeing on screen here, these are some useful basic forms of the hand that will kind of help you along with what we're doing tonight. Like, if you notice, like the way I was kind of drawing stuff in the demo, like the demo warm-up stuff that I have on screen, there's a lot of this kind of thinking of the hand, where you think of the hand in terms of like a giant kind of cubic palm wedge, like a giant kind of like pliable ice cream sandwich shape, almost. That you can attach like these ball and socket joints to. So I've been mainly using that to kind of quick sketch the hand today. But here, let me give you guys a quick demonstration of how the hand is proportioned, looking at it straight from above. So, start with a kind of a shape like this. We're looking like straight down on the hand right here. Actually, let's make it look like this. We get a halfway point through the hand and a halfway point here. And so the longest point of the middle finger is the same length as the palm of the hand, roughly. So we immediately know how long the middle finger is, going down the middle here. The way I've kind of sloped this, I'm kind of anticipating the pinky's going to be on this side here. I'm going to give myself focus. And the way that you can work out the proportions of the knuckles is you have to get like the general length of the finger, which is the same length as the length of the palm. Divide that in half. That's the first knuckle right there. Then you divide this in half. That's the second knuckle. Then you divide this in half, and that's like roughly about where the fingernail is. Right there. So there you got a pretty proportionate finger. Right there. Flipping us off. And of course, like you can also put like a little circle down in here that's kind of inside the hand shape. That's part of the knuckle, basically. Actually, lower the opacity on this and do some more simple shapes and illustrate this a little better. I'm using these kind of ball and socket shapes for like this like simplified forms of like the bones of the hand, sort of. Then we get like this halfway point through the palm. That so a major thing you want to pay attention to with hands is the curves that drive like how the knuckles are lined up. So now that we know like where the measurements are on this middle finger, we can use this to kind of gauge a little bit where the rest of the knuckles are. About like where the rest of the tips of the fingers are. Like this. I'm doing this kind of mitten shape to kind of contain where the rest of the fingers are. We got that finger's going to be buried here, kind of. Finger's going to be, this knuckle's going to be about here. Knuckle's going to be about there. I'm just going to put some quick, simple gesture lines up here. I'm going to put some quick, simple gesture lines up here, up to the top of where I put this kind of little guideline for myself. And then I just do the same thing. I can just like, that I did for the middle finger, I just put these in here, for these fingers right here. It's going to work a little bit differently for this. But the pinky has like slightly different proportions than the rest of the fingers. We'll get to that in a second. But the other two fingers have about the same. They work to the same proportionately as the middle finger does. And of course, this finger would be slightly longer than this finger, generally speaking. But sometimes it can be about the same length. Is there any kind of technical difficulty going on right now? By the way, it sounds okay. Sounds like some people are having problems with the bit rate on the stream or something. Or do things look okay right now? Okay, good. Alrighty. Miles, you there? Miles? Miles is unmuted right now, but they're not talking. Like they said, they had some audio cable issues, but now they've kind of gone silent. They're trying to solve something. So anyway, I'm just going to continue with this demo. So unlike the other fingers, like your pinky actually, the top of it comes up to where this curve aligns with that knuckle. So this would be about where this would be about where your fingernail would be. Actually, a little bit further down, more like this. And then your first knuckle on your pinky is actually lined up pretty closely with this knuckle, somewhere around here. Okay. This, that, I think, like this. I messed that up a bit. Here, let me redo that real fast for you. Okay, now I remember what it was. I'm going to find the thumb real quick, because the thumb will also help me with the pinky here. Okay, now I remember what it was. I'm going to find the thumb real quick. Hello? Also help me with the pinky here. Hello? I can hear myself talk back to me. Is someone on voice in here? Thrash, I'm gonna have to mute you. Alrighty, so generally speaking, the I think he's about here-ish, sort of lined up with the proportions of Sorry, I'm kind of losing my train of thought because I'm worried about what's up with Miles. Miles? There? Okay, well, just keep going. But anyway, what I was trying to get to is the your thumb. About where your thumb comes up to is close to about here. If you swing over curve line over here, it comes where your thumb lines up here. Comes up to about the knuckle of the pinky. And in order to find the structure of the thumb, you use the halfway line on the palm. You go up from the base of the palm. You swing down this way because this thing is like, if your thumb's up over that way, it's just going to swing down like that. If it's up against the side of the palm, it's going to be like this, like so. It's rooted like about here-ish. So we got another knuckle here, the thumb. Another kind of thumb knuckle that attaches to the base of the metacarpals right there. Same kind of ball socket joint as like the fingers. And we use this measurement up here to find about where the tip of the thumb is. I want to push this out a bit more, actually. This is actually kind of down low. Apologies if my my demo isn't terribly focused right now because I'm kind of eyeballing to see if things are okay with Miles right now. Here, Miles, you okay? Anyway, I've lowered opacity on the hand here. I can do a quick cleaner draw over of what I've just done. But this is like the basic like structural proportions of the hand. And there's some other stuff you can keep in mind too, like there's this big complex area of bones down here at the base of the palm called the metacarpals. We're not going to be worried too much about how complex that is. We're going to be keeping it in mind as an anchor point because inside your hand there are some more ball socket bones that are just like your knuckles. Almost like you get another set of knuckles inside your hand like this. And if you keep that in mind and occasionally draw them, practice, it can further help you to wrap your head around what kind of a thing your hand is. Your hand is basically a series of these knuckles that are coming out of the top of your palm, but they are also inside your palm. They are inside this kind of floating wedge shape sort of thing, like this. This kind of like trowel, sort of curved cube right here. This like triangle wedge thing. Here's the knuckles got right here, like that. Like if you look at, and also if you look at your palm from the side, if you hold it flat in front of your face, you'll see that like the underside of it is pretty fleshy, and the top of it is like harder. So this is where the knuckles are here. Like the squishy underside of your hand is something like this, like bulge of the palm there, base of the palm. Another thing that you can do is you can keep in mind
Can you hear
Yes,
me now?
yes, I can.
Finally.
Yes, I can.
Finally.
Let me finish this little tidbit for my demo real quick.
I am going to commit a felony. I have had.
Yeah. So another thing you can use for your quick sketch is you might notice that little triangle I put in here. That's like a little shorthand thing for basically the basic structure of like the three components of the palm, which is like the upper part of the palm and like the thumb side and the pinky side of the palm. Like this is like the divot that's in your palm, basically. It's like a simplified representation of the divot. Occurs there. So you'd have like a thumb out over here, the knuckles and the hand up there. Like if you take a look at your hand, like that's basically what I try to simplify when I add that little kind of triangle wedge there. Yeah, like this ball socket joint system is one of the main ways that I've been using to kind of wrap my head around the hand. But I'm gonna have Miles take the wheel because Miles is amazingly way fucking better at hands than I am, and they have a better approach to hands than I do, and they are going to be adjusted.
Hello.
Yes, I'll give you the wheel now.
So the one like.
Are you streaming now? There you are.
I'll mention like a few things that I see. Yeah, I'm streaming. I'll mention a few things that I see a lot of beginners mess up is they don't add the webbing in between the fingers, so they'll like draw the fingers and they'll just kind of draw like these two sausages. But there is space between your phalanges, and between your phalanges, you got this little.
What is the
phalange?
What is the phalanges for the people in the
like
audience?
Sausages at the moment. I'm just making a quick diagram to.
Yeah. So the webbing in your fingers, like.
I will try to. Not try to.
Can I mention something about the webbing in your finger? I'm going to mention something about what. So the webbing in your fingers. I want everyone here to look at the back of your hand with your fingers spread out, and I want you to look at the front of your hand with your fingers spread out. If you look at the back of your hand with your fingers spread out, and you'll notice that your fingers look like they're longer than they look when you got your hand spread out when you're looking at your palm. The reason for that is the webbing between your fingers. They appear longer because you can see further down into that webbing, and you can see more of the structure of your fingers coming out of the back of your hand. Versus when you turn your hand over and your fingers look shorter because the webbing's covering up that part. All right, go ahead.
Oh yeah, I'm just like quickly sketching out a hand real quick. A key thing to keep in mind when you're drawing a hand is the skeleton underneath of it. Another thing. So you know how like everyone is just like construct a box before you draw the hand to like represent the palm. People when they do that they kind of just that without really considering the skeleton underneath of it. So you got your thumb right here, and then you got these bitches right here, and then you got your capillaries. They all like go down to your capillaries, so it's not all diverging onto the one spot. Which is another thing I see when people like construct the skeleton of the hand, where they'll make all of the phalange bits like kind of come together like this when much.
We're getting a lot of severe Discord lag right now on your stream, by the way. Oh, it's just completely stalled out. Miles, is your connection okay? Your stream is frozen, Miles. Miles? Yeah, Miles, you're completely frozen. We can't even hear you right now. All right. Well, while Miles is dealing with that right now, I'm going to start up the 3-minute poses of the hands. I'd like people who are drawing along here to draw along with me. We're going to be doing invented hands, and we're going to be doing time poses and stuff. So maybe you want to start with what we have on the left there, with that kind of, you notice that like in the upper left right there, there's the palm wedge. Maybe you're going to draw the palm wedge for a little while. Maybe all you draw is the palm wedge. You don't even have to include that like kind of extra bit with the thumb portion, but you can. You can just keep it simplified to kind of like that curved cube. Remember, the curved side is going to be on the palm side. Oh, disconnected. Yeah, so really sorry about these technical difficulties, folks. Miles is a really freaking awesome artist, but we kind of threw this like guest thing together on a short notice to test it out. And it looks like we're running into like as many horrible technical difficulties as you might expect. Fortunately, I did come prepared here, so we have plenty to draw tonight. Okay, Google, what time is it? Okay.
6 p.m.
Cool. All right, so we're gonna go over a couple more things real quick. Then we're gonna start doing timed poses until Miles is able to get back with somewhat consistent connection, and then we'll let them take the wheel again. But if worse comes to worse, we'll probably just do time poses, and then Miles will kind of talk through stuff whenever they're able to get stuff working. So we're just going to go ahead right now. Okay, Google, set timer for 4 minutes.
4 minutes, and that's starting now.
So we give about 4 minutes, and then we're going to be doing a lot of like time gesture poses of hands, gesture and structure drawing stuff. You can do what I'm doing. You can do more gestural hands if you like. Exercise your gesture skills, and maybe do some really simple hands, little flowy hands. See if I can show a good example of how you might do something like that. So you'd probably do something like kind of rough in, palm wedge, kind of feel the flow of the fingers like this. Kind of use this sort of wire mesh to kind of bend these kind of paperclip or like wire versions of the fingers coming out of the palm, like that. Get lower opacity on it, and then go over it again, and maybe try to define a little volume to it with some like kind of concentric cylinder shapes. Remember the knuckles? They're wedged into the palm. And you do these like really quick and gesturally, just move on to the next one. And eventually you'll be able to start wrapping your head around how the hand works. By doing a combination of like that kind of like simple sort of rough in approach, followed by trying to like wrap your head around the line using a little bit of like the tornado approach with these kind of wrapped over lines like I'm doing right now. The point of this is not to make a good drawing, but to understand the forms a little better. There's the side of the palm, so it's changing direction a little bit. I'm going to maybe include a little bit of the knuckles in there. Let's change to another image here. So we're not officially started on the next drawing set, but we will be in like another minute or two, and then we'll be doing 3 minute quick sketch poses of hands to get good and warmed up, to get everyone good and warmed up. Miles, you okay? Miles here? Miles is not here. I think Miles has given up. Oh well. So we'll go on some take focus for me. I'll put on some music jams, and we'll go on as normal until Miles is able to get something working. We'll have to do some test streams in the near future to hopefully get that shit working though. But yeah. Sorry about that, folks. Let's see. Arcade radio royalty. There we go. Alright, so we're going to be starting our first set of 25-minute poses in about another minute or two. So we're going to get ready to draw. Just picking a starter pose to give us. Okay, Google, stop. Okay, Google, set timer for 25 minutes.
25 minutes, and we're starting now.
It's pretty great, though. That about everything that could go wrong did go wrong for that. Sorry about that, folks. Hopefully we'll be able to get that worked out in the future. I'd love to do more. I'd love to do guest streams with Miles and other people. We turned down that music a little bit, though. Also, how's the artifacting in the audio behind my voice right now? Like I noticed when I played the stream replay yesterday, there was like really irritating artifacting. Timer set to 45 minutes. Okay. Okay, Google. How much time left on timer?
There's 24 minutes and 15 seconds remaining.
No, it's fine. Yeah, I'm gonna try to gradually work on whatever is causing that weird artifacting in the background. Like it sounds like there's water droplets or something. Yeah, the music is super quiet right now. I should probably turn it up a little. As long as it's not distracting. Someone said, I feel that you're gonna need some crazy film. Yeah. Mic still sounds water droplety. I wonder what is causing that. Let's try this real quick. Okay, does it sound any better now? I moved it to a different spot. It might be doing that because there's like wind being blown into it from where it was sitting. So I moved it to a different spot. Let me know if it's any better here. Or you could use I don't have an RTX GPU. But if you donate to the stream, it is September right now, and there's discounts for first time subs. It is the same. Oof. Alright, well let's try that real quick. I'll turn these off and just leave noise on, just leave gain on. So how's this? Yeah, it's a USB mic. It never did this before, so I don't know why it's doing it now. Let me try unplugging and replugging it. How's it now? How's the audio now, folks? Oh yeah, yeah. We're supposed to be starting poses now. That pose was paused a little bit longer because I was trying to sort out some technical stuff. But we are on our time poses now. So you notice I'm not like strictly following what the model is doing right now because I'm trying to work out some stuff right now. I'm trying to like take what I did in that demo earlier and like spin it from a different angle a little bit. So you're gonna see me like I'm gonna go between like copying and inventing from what I'm seeing in the hands because the goal here is to try to understand how hands work through repetitive observation and stuff. Like, these knuckles should be smaller down here. And we're doing a high volume of these, moving on from one to the next. I'll shrink that down here. Start with another invented hand here. So how's my audio level sound now, folks? Twitch chat, does my audio level sound okay? Like, is there any artifacting still going on, or does it sound any better now? So we're going to be making a regular habit out of studying the hands here. We'll probably continue more what we are doing today next week. We're going to kind of grow outwards, grow backwards from the hands to the rest of the arm, and like to the rest of the body, I think, in the coming weeks. Because hands are really hard to draw, and we really need a good excuse to draw hands. So I'm not going to use that image. Let's do this one. Why is it saying welcome to the chat room? That's weird. I think the Twitch, I think Twitch chat wasn't updating for me for a little bit. It's weird. I'm getting like a 50 trillion technical difficulties tonight. No, it's fine. We had a shitload of technical difficulties during the beginning of the class. We were going to have a guest lecture, but then we had technical difficulties with them, and now we have to kind of just roll with what we got, folks. Just roll with what we got. If you want to draw over references, you can use tracing paper, or you can print out a low opacity version of the image and draw over that. Like take a pen or a pencil, or colored pencil usually works pretty good. So there's a tremendous amount of nuances to pick up on how hands work. I've gathered a giant folder of reference for hands that I'm going to be continually growing in the coming weeks that we'll be using for these classes. Some of which you're going to get a taste of tonight with what we got in the gesture drawing app. Let's get this one. And that one. Yeah, this is a good page.
Responsible for war crimes.
Oh god. Yeah, you've committed about like 30,000 felonies since this stream began. How about yeah, I'll put you on stream. Well, hopefully we can get your stream working. At least you can vibe and kind of observe what I'm doing.
Gosh, I just want my computer to work.
Yeah. Well, don't worry. I mean, like it's better that we do this before you're ready for prime time. You know.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's this experimental stream. I figured there would probably be stuff that would go wrong. I just didn't expect things to go this wrong. It's kind of inevitable.
I just didn't expect so much to go wrong.
Yeah. Like first it was the mic, that was your end though with the cabling, and then we've solved that. And then suddenly your internet.
It was the mic, and then it was the computer, and then it was my Wi-Fi.
Yep.
And on top of all this, I am very sleep deprived right now.
Oh boy. Well, you know what you can do is why don't you post some why don't you like post demos in chat? Because it sounds like you're cutting out a little bit on your voice chat a little bit when you were talking just now, so there might be some internet issues still going on with you.
Yes, there is still internet issues.
Yeah, keep trying to reconnect and talk no matter what.
You said you just wanted me to like post some of my hands and stuff.
Yeah. Post them in chat. Post them in the Discord chat feed, and we'll take a look at them, and you can talk through them a little bit.
Oh, hi, Kristen.
So is it a router issue, or is it just like the house internet? By the way.
It's like so many issues happening at once.
Oh boy.
It's my mom.
Yeah. You got cut off mid-sentence there. It's my mo... What is it? It's your modem? Is that what you're trying to say? Yeah. Miles is a really, really fucking awesome artist, and they're one of the artists on our Discord community game project that we're working on. We're trying to get a mix of people of different skill levels and people who can all learn from each other while we work on a game prototype together. Miles is particularly talented, and their brain is a knowledge sponge. So as soon as we're able to get whatever the technical difficulties are sorted out in the future, we'll be able to have them as a regular guest lecture here, along with some of the other people on the team. You can try streaming now. I'll have your little window open from whenever you are open. By the way, Miles? There we go. Alright, you're all up and going. So I'll switch the focus over to... Yeah, there we go. Yep, there you are. So yeah, Miles is going to be drawing down in the corner. I might shift back and forth between what I'm drawing and what they're drawing. Feel free to talk and stuff. Like, since you're not driving the lecture right now, it doesn't matter if you get cut off. So feel free to talk through what you're doing and how you approach hands, and I'll probably shift back and forth periodically between what you're doing. But we'll keep this pretty casual. as we're doing like the warm-up round right now. Just trying to get some mileage in on doing hands. And don't worry, folks, we're going to be making a regular thing out of this. Like next week, more hands. And like I said, I want to work us backwards from the hand to the forearm to the bicep and so on. Connect everything up together, and that will also interconnect with what we do on the head drawing class on Mondays and what we do on the figure drawing class on Fridays. Each of the classes, except in the head drawing, where we're going to generally focus on the head, although we will connect it to the body and stuff. We're generally going to be like working our way inwards from whatever part we're starting from, and in this case, we're starting from the hands. We might jump around to the feet too in the future too.
Oh gosh, I hate how feet look.
Yeah, feet. I can't wait until we get.
I can draw feet.
Yeah.
I just don't like how they look.
It's interesting how you hate how feet look, but you love drawing hands, because they are kind of composed of very similar bones.
I just don't like.
You don't like how they look.
The stubbiness of toes
Yeah.
specifically. I don't like it. No.
Yeah, there's a lot of people that don't. It's really strange. And then there's a lot of people who have foot fetish, and you know why foot fetish occurs, right?
No, I don't.
It's because the part of your brain that's associated with sexual stimulation is very close to the part of your brain that controls the nervous impulse feelings at the bottom of your feet. Like the bottom of your, like the soles of your feet are like take up a lot of like processing real estate in your brain, similar to your hands.
Thanks, I absolutely hated that fact.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's how the body works. I mean, it's useful. Like we can, we kind of use our feet, like
as I said, thanks. I absolutely hated that fact.
We kind of use our feet like secondary limbs sometimes. I mean, everyone's picked up stuff with their toes. You kind of lost as to what you're supposed to be doing. But yeah, anyway, I did like a simplified version of a foot there, real quick, just as a quick detour. There's a little preview of what we're going to be getting into when we get into feet. Kind of lost as to what you're supposed to be drawing. Gestural studies of the hands that are on display on the left side of the screen. You can kind of vibe on what I'm doing, which is like the main way that I'm drawing the hands right now is I start with a kind of a bent cubic palm wedge, and then I get like 4 of them knuckles defined with like these little kind of ellipses on the side of it, on the side of the hand, and then I make like these kind of ball and socket joints for the fingers. And this is a simple formula that can kind of get you in the ballpark of inventing hands, or breaking down hands that you're observing. I also want people here to use their own hand a lot as reference. Like, it's very important that you want to become a little bit of an actor when you're drawing hands, and also when you're drawing faces and doing facial expressions. You want to become an actor, basically, and like use your own hand as reference and act out. And try to like sympathize with the pose that you're making or the pose that you're trying to draw. And you've got a perfect life model like right next to you with the hand that you're not drawing with, that you can pick up and look at any time. I was looking at the other day. There's one of the principal lead animators on at Studio Trigger. They were drawing a close-up of a character with their hand reaching into the frame, and they were looking at their own hand. The animator was looking at their own hand a great deal. while they were drawing out the shot. In fact, I could probably show that on screen a little bit later during the break. But in any case, what I want people to get out of this is I want people to start regularly drawing hands. Start drawing cartoon hands. Draw your own hands. Look at the Proco videos on how to draw hands. There's a Proco video series on hand drawing that you could find a playlist of in the Proco channel. That one I strongly recommend checking out. And
Modern Day James.
Yes, Modern Day James. TB Choi also has a.
Cynics also have really good hand tutorials.
Yeah, Cynics TB Choi has a live stream. She partially speaks in Korean throughout it, but the information that she shows and the quality of the drawings there is really good. I'll link some of those during the break in Discord chat.
Cynics is a really good resource for learning anatomy and simplifying.
Mm-hmm. Remember, folks,
so I recommend that one more for beginner artists. But
yeah.
Oh, sorry, I interrupted you.
No, it's fine.
Modern Day. Oh.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
Modern Day James is a bit more complex.
Yeah.
So I don't really recommend Modern Day James until you get to this
a good ways along.
Huh? Next one, you're just like, all right, I'm ready for round 2, and then you go. But I didn't even follow my own advice. I went straight into Modern Day James Bridgman course when I was learning anatomy and stuff, and it's just I have no idea what's going on.
Yeah, but I mean, you dug into whatever you're doing, and it somehow worked for you. I'm actually curious. Can you tell us a little bit more about your background, how you started getting into art, and how did you figure out?
Well, it started when I watched the Venom 2018 movie.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's when you started drawing?
I watched the Venom 2018 movie, and I was just that's when I started seriously studying muscular and skeletal anatomy.
So you were drawing before then, but you weren't really seriously studying.
Specifically because I looked at that idiot Venom boy. I looked at that idiot alien boy, and I was just like, I want to draw that boy one day.
That's crazy, given have you seen the original Todd McFarlane drawings of Venom? They do.
You cut out for me, so I don't know what you said.
Yeah, have you seen the original Todd McFarlane drawings of Venom? The anatomy is not exactly the best there. It's heavily exaggerated, very 90s kind of stuff, but still really fun. Yeah.
I really want to do some style studies for that because I help my friends out with their comics and stuff, and I have my own story that I working on, and it would be interesting to see my characters and that sort of.
I forget if I showed you Doom Force. Remember that?
Yes.
Yeah, I did. The Doom Patrol parody of shitty 90s Rob Liefeld comics.
Is going to die?
Yeah, maybe we should show that on screen. Here, check this out, folks. This is this is part of the Grant Morrison run on Doom Patrol, which is the basis for the Doom Patrol HBO series. Although the HBO series does a completely different plot line, but it has a lot of the same craziness that Grant Morrison had on his run on Doom Patrol. With really psychedelic, weird counterculture shit. Doom Patrol Force. Here we go. So, I'll show a couple things for comparison. So, let me bring that up on stream real fast. All right, so this is one of the more recent covers of Doom Patrol. It's very, very arty, counterculture. It's one of the more recent redos of the Grant Morrison covers of some of the characters from Doom Patrol. It's very psychedelic hero stuff. But this is the Doom Force comic, which is a parody of shitty Rob Liefeld 90s excesses. Collectible first appearance. All the speculator comics of issue number 1s and stuff. The grimacing faces. Which one of these heroes will die? Ridiculous guns and stupid fucking shiny ass overly detailed art and stuff. Did Mike Magnolia do this? Jeez. Is that what the signature is there? Magnolia? Magnola. Maybe Magnola, not Magnolia. I don't think you did. Yeah, oh, those tadpoles? I think those are sperms. But yeah, it's completely absurd. Look at this little rocket coming out of the little missile silo in his body. But it's like a complete absurdist parody. Grant Morrison Patrol, let's see here. Get rid of that.
Yeah. I think for me, it was easier to learn and study anatomy because I had an interest in the medical field when I was in middle school. Like I would watch surgery videos, and again, like I mentioned earlier, I had an interest in evolutionary biology. So.
Yeah. But yeah, folks.
So I think.
Yeah. Go ahead.
I think it just came more naturally for me.
Yeah, I mean that makes sense. Like it intersects with something you're interested in. Junji Ito was a dental technician before he became a horror artist. Okay, Google, stop. Okay, Google, set timer for 5 minutes. I guess we'll leave it on those Hogarth hands there from Iron Giant. But yeah, let's take a quick peek at Doom Patrol, because I do strongly recommend this comic. Folks, I strongly recommend reading Grant Morrison's run on Doom Patrol. It's some of the most inventive, crazy ass comics.
Eventually.
It's some of the most inventive, crazy ass comics ever, with some of the most endearing characters. Like this guy right here is my all-time favorite character in any superhero character in anything. Mr. Nobody, who's like this abstract man that in the comic he doesn't really have any particular powers.
Oh, I love.
He's actually nude, by the way, but you don't actually see him like this. You see him as like an abstract shape out of the corner of your eye, basically, when you look at him. So you never really find out that he's been nude the whole time until like the very end of his last appearance in the comic when he loses his powers, and it turns out he's just basically been streaking. He's been using his powers to streak the whole time. But yeah, he forms this superhero group called the Brotherhood of Dada, which is like, Dada surrealism and stuff with like really, really bizarre characters. Jamie Hewlett of the Gorillas actually did an arc run on Doom Patrol focused on the Brotherhood of Dada too. Oh yeah, here's probably like if I had to summarize Doom Patrol for anyone who Grant Morrison's Doom Patrol run in a single image for anyone, I'd show them this. Yeah. It's completely bizarre, but there's an actual logic behind everything that's happening. It seems like random and shit, but a lot of the shit that's happening is like references to like art and philosophy and mysticism and stuff. But it's supposed to be completely bizarre and bawdy and weird and funny and psychedelic. And there's bits and pieces of that in the Doom Patrol HBO series, which I strongly recommend checking out. It's on season 2. Hopefully get a season 3.
Yeah, I heard that.
You heard that what?
That season 3 is going to be exclusively on like HBO Max, though.
Oh
I
yeah.
heard that season 3 is going to be exclusively on HBO Max, which is.
Well, the good news is that it's HBO.
Strange. I would think it would be on like DC Universe.
DC Universe is getting shut down. Or the video streaming side of things is. The comic book side of things is not.
I did not know that.
Yeah, because all their shows are going to like the various like Warner Brothers networks and other things like that. Let's see here.
I'm so not used to drawing them.
Yeah. So yeah, folks, like
I'll probably like.
Hmm?
Oh, I was just going to say I can maybe like show.
Yeah, but you are cutting in and out like crazy.
Stylized like my fingies and stuff.
Yeah, you can. Just draw them, and then show them to me, and then we can take a look at them. Because like if you try describing it, like you're just going to be cutting out constantly when people are trying to hear what you're saying. Okay. Like we can hear chunks and bits and pieces when you're casually talking and stuff. But if when you're trying to like hold our attention, like the way that your internet is right now, it's kind of messing it up. But yeah, draw some cool ass hands for us, and I can like show them to people because I can kind of riff on what you're doing to kind of break down the approach that you're taking a bit for people too, even if like the audio's fucking up for you or whatever.
Man. And it's making a fucky wucky.
Mm-hmm. I wonder why that is. It might be because like you're trying to stream. It might be because you're trying to stream and broadcast a stream at the same time, or I don't know. Fucking. Is it a wired connection that like the that the?
But I don't know. I don't know.
Anyway. Okay, Google. How much time left on timer?
It looks like you don't have any timer set at the moment.
Okay, Google. What time is it?
6:35 p.m.
Okay, Google. Set timer for 25 minutes.
25 minutes. And we're starting now.
Another set of 3-minute poses, folks. Just kind of vibe with the hands. Get those palm wedges in. You might not even draw like the whole hand. You might just like try to get like a palm wedge working kind of in the general vicinity of one of the hands that's on screen, or try inventing one using your own hand as reference. We're meditating on the hands tonight, folks. And hopefully things will have fewer technical difficulties next time we try to do this. But for now,
yes, I am definitely going.
But don't worry, folks. We are in the long haul for drawing shitloads of hands
what the fuck is going on within
in this and future classes. So, hands are one of the hardest things to draw. So we will be getting plenty of mileage in that in the coming weeks. Alright, so I'm gonna start a fresh page.
One thing I like to do when drawing hands is like I like making the fingers look crooked a bit.
Yeah. How so?
But the thing is, when you're doing like your sketch versus like finished painting, you don't really notice that the fingers are crooked when you finish the painting, and it kind of just looks more natural.
It's a I think what you're doing is that's gesture that you're putting in there. That's a type of gesture that you're because gesture is supposed to be something that you use to make the illusion work, basically. And that little kind of stylish crookedness that you're talking about is something that, like, kind of is reactive to your read on how the hands work. Of all these really complex things work that you just have to break down into simpler shapes to understand and create the illusion of. So it sounds to me like that crookedness that you're talking about is like an example of like how you put a little bit of gesture into those hands to give them some character or some expressiveness. Does that sound about right?
I'm sorry, you're hearing. I mean, like unstick myself from my chair real quick.
Oh, what happened?
No, I was unsticking myself to my chair.
Oh.
And I was just like, you're gonna hear some.
Rather than construct the hand, I tend to get the gesture down first and then fill in the blanks later. Yeah. That's the approach too. The reason I'm doing like this is because like this is very similar to the approach that I have to the Loomis head, where like I just go straight in for the structure. And then invest a little bit of gesture into it. Also, another thing, folks, let's maybe like I'm going to show you how you can combine up what we're doing here with the Loomis head practice. So here's one of our Loomis head buddies that we've been doing on Monday. Right here, real quick. So we got this. Now we got where the hairline is, about there. And the bottom of the chin, about there-ish. Halfway point of the face, about here. So, hold your hand up to your face with the bottom of your palm about your chin, where your chin is, and the tip of your finger the tip of your middle finger as far up your face as you can go. And that's roughly pretty close to like this distance here. You can use the front of your of a character's face or a person's face to kind of measure the general proportion of their hands. This isn't true for everyone, and obviously, like stylized characters with different proportions hands, that won't be the case. But this is a general way to get like in the ballpark of the general proportions of an adult human being's hands. And you can you will also notice this occurring with people who have like smaller heads. They'll tend to have smaller hands. People with larger heads tend to have larger hands, and so on. But it doesn't always hold true. There's a lot of variation in.
Part of the reason why.
Hmm.
Oh, I was just going to make a dumb. I was just going to tell a dumb.
You tell what?
Story of why I think like my fingers are slightly crooked on one of my hands.
Oh, why's that?
I got bitten by a zebra when I was a kid.
that might possibly be.
I mean,
Pretty badly, or?
but the zebra bit me on my hand. It's
Oh.
not my fault. The zebra.
Well,
I don't
I might-
remember.
I
I
might-
was like a wee baby.
Well, I might have to show a video later. Have you seen the Sailor Moon?
But at the time,
So you know the person who made that Ikem Bokum meme. Not the VTuber, but like the person who made the animation.
I don't really look. I still don't know.
Okay, so for folks in the audience, look up the person who made the Ikem Bokum meme. And they have a YouTube channel where they've done like a bunch of like little weird animation work and animatics and so on. A couple of their videos are where they like took clips from like 1990 Sailor Moon, and then like reanimated some of the characters' shots in it seamlessly, making it look like it was animated in the 90s, but with Sailor Moon and some of the other characters as like anthropomorphic horse girl characters, like some My Little Pony thing. And one of the clips that I was reminded of when you told me you were bitten by a zebra. There's a running gag with the Sailor Moon with Sailor Moon Usagi biting other characters on the head like a horse would when they're hungry. Yeah, Two Snacks. Two Snacks is the name of the person who made the Ikenboka meme. So go to their YouTube and you can see that. You folks can see that. I play it on stream, but I don't want to get boinked by copyright when I upload this later. Like after this, that's something I would show after the stream. But yeah, now you know. Like this is one of the many reasons why we've been hitting head drawing so hard, because the head is really useful as a measurement tool for the rest of the body. You can use the head as a unit of measurement for limbs and for portions on the rest of the figure and stuff. And now you know how it applies to the length of the hand. Yeah, folks. We mentioned Proco has good drawing tutorials on hands for you guys to check out after the stream in the coming weeks. Modern Day James, which is a little complicated, as Miles mentioned.
Yeah, Modern Day James is like pretty complicated to understand in general.
Yeah. See what you got on your screen. Actually, I'm going to give guest focus because like you're drawing really light, so it's hard to see what you're doing. So it's I'm going to give you focus. No, it's fine. I'd rather people have a good look at what you're doing right now.
I'm just doodling and stuff. I'm not really focused on making it look good.
People are pretty clear with what I'm up to, so and I'm drawing them darker than you are, so it's easier to see what I'm doing. So I'm going to give you focus on screen right now.
Oh goodness. So yeah, I'm sorry if like you were at like when you asked me just like, oh,
No, it's
what
fine.
made you get into drawing?
Yeah.
Like that you were like thinking of a serious answer, and then I was just like, I really like Venom.
No, that's people get into drawing for strange reasons. Sometimes it's, I mean, like sometimes it's like a particular piece of fan art or something, or like this, like there's a monster that they like in a movie that it's like, oh man, the xenomorph in Aliens is a big one that's often cited by people as like, oh man, like there's like anatomy and stuff in that thing. There's like some kind of internal logic in that creature, and that kind of stuff like gets people interested. I mean, that I could totally see that for like Venom. For the design, there was really good design work that went into the 2018 Venom designs. However you think about the film, I would say they did a good job with the Venom designs.
I just wanted to draw Muscle Boy.
Muscle Boy, Beefy Boy.
Beefy boy. Beefy
Yeah.
idiot boy.
But yeah, folks, like we're gonna get into more complicated shapes with how the hands are drawn and learn how to simplify and abbreviate those shapes. But for today, if anything else, if you're just doing like a bunch of palm wedges with like, if you're doing like something like this, just like a palm curved kind of cube. Think of like a kind of a curved ice cream sandwich shape, kind of, and then you do some knuckles in there. Attach some ball socket joints to it. Remember that there's kind of a curve going on here for how the knuckles line up, even when they're spread out from each other. Look at, and get in the habit of looking at your own hand and doing hand poses of your own.
Yeah, like, I take a lot of reference photos of myself when it comes to, like, finding out poses, what to do for finding out poses.
Yeah.
Wow, I am great at speaking.
No, you're fine. The biggest problem we have right now is the internet connection.
Yeah.
But like,
What is this thing I just drew?
the thing about hands is like once you get used to like some of the simple forms of it, then you're just like, great, good with that. And then you see the hand, then you see shit like, oh, the palm wedge can bend inward, and it's stuff like that, and it's like, people with like fucking ambidextrous hands and shit, doing all kinds of crazy stuff. But I mean, like you said, like hands for you are really fun to draw, and that's understandable because they are super expressive. And so if you are regularly practiced at them, they're really fun and satisfying to draw because they become sources of acting and expression. Like, it's wild to think about, but like we evolutionarily as apes, we evolved from a lineage of animals that used their hands for many things, but one of the things they evolved with their hands to do as part of being social animals, they evolved the ability to express emotion and to direct attention between other animals with their hands. Like you will see like monkeys pointing at stuff for other monkeys. You'll see monkeys watching the hands of other monkeys and communicating with each other. See that with chimps too and gorillas. Whoops, what am I doing? I'm going on autopilot here. Let's go back here. That was looking good.
I drew something. I drew something.
You do a web hand.
Web.
Webby hand. It's not that hard to do a web hand. Look, I just did a web hand. Put some web between the fingers once you got it. I like, yeah, there's like lots of stuff that you have down really well that I'm going to be wrapping my head around in the coming weeks, because you do hands way fucking better than I do, and I'm super out of practice to begin with, so I'm going to be learning from you for sure. Ook, ook. So one thing you notice I'm trying to do when I do these hands is often I'll be trying to include like the rest of the wrist of the arm in, because you have to remember the hands do connect to the rest of the body. So practicing like adding a little bit of the forearm in or something like that, and the turn of the wrist and other things, like even if it's just simple forms with like a C curve or a box wrist or something like that. That will at least keep you in practice of remembering the context of which, in which hands are drawn and how they link up with the rest of the body.
I'm just going to like do it real quick. One thing that I like to do with my hands is using alternating curves in order to sort of stylize them.
Mm-hmm.
So I drew like an example of a little candy right here.
Yeah. Oh yeah, yeah.
And like you can even see, there's a curve, an alternating curve,
Mm-hmm.
alternating curve.
In Bern Horngrau's book, like when he shows like how to do those fingers, he'll often show them like symmetrically, like kind of what I'm doing right now. Here, I'm gonna show an example real quick of. I'll just do like a rough kind of approximation of the proportions of the finger real quick. So when like you're looking at the finger straight on from the top, like he makes a note about this in the Dynamic Drawing Hands book, where like it's symmetrical from like looking at it from the top like that, and then of course that changes when you view it from the side. Like it has kind of that same sort of thing that the that the palm does, where it's squishy on the bottom and hard on the top. And it's definitely not symmetrical when viewed from the side. There's this kind of cubic shape sort of thing that goes on to help define the direction of it. But yeah, what you're showing off right there, you like to vary that so it's not symmetrical and it gives more character to it. Which if you actually look at your real fingers in real life, instead of that simplified form that Hogarth uses, which is fantastic for learning this stuff, your actual fingers, if you look at your real hand, are pretty wonky and bent. Like you can kind of see they're not following completely straight lines. They're a little bit wonky. Because you're an organic mammal with organic parts. Those aren't machine parts. Those are bony. Those are bonies with tendons, and muscles going along your fingers.
My vocabulary is spilling. My vocabulary is spilling onto you. I'm just mispronouncing shit.
in really weird ways. And that's the thing. Like the nature of this kind of drawing is like we're taking these really complex things and we're trying to redesign them in a way to create an illusion on the page. I'm not particularly good at that illusion right now, but Miles is really fucking good at that illusion. But yeah, like the goal is of course not to copy reality, but to invest like invest a sense of the structure of it to create an illusion. Like that's the nature of structure and gesture being combined together. The structure is that illusion of 3D form, and the gesture is like the throw up your hands and wave jazz hands magic that makes these weird organic things work in conjunction with these simplified 3D shapes. And so the goal of a good draftsman is to combine a mix and find a good balance between gesture and structure. When you're studying, you'll be going between the two, and when you're trying to solve drawing problems, you'll be going between the two. But remember, a drawing will not work unless the gesture is working. It'll look really stiff and robotic otherwise. I mean, if you're trying to draw a stiff robot, that's fine. But generally speaking, like when you're working with these complex organic forms, you're going to be using a combo of flowy gesture and structure. And you want to combine the two, so you get flowy structure, still solid. There's all kinds of different approaches for how to accomplish that. But my favorite is like the one that Steve Houston focuses on, where he uses bendy cubes and bendy cylinders and stuff, and like that immediately invests the like the gesture and things, like so. And you literally in order to like pull structure out of gesture, you just add endpoints. Like I just added a cylinder endpoint on this end of a couple parallel gesture lines I drew, and I just added a box end on this. And now if I add like a palm wedge here, I've got the beginnings of a hand on a forearm kind of turned up there towards us. Yeah. Anyway, do you have anything to say, Miles?
Nope. I am going on autopilot
Mm-hmm.
right now. I have no idea what I'm doing. I had like 4 hours of sleep last night, and then we
That's
had
fine.
3 people. And then we had 3 people come to our house for a showing, but so I ended up sleeping in my mom's car to take a nap because I knew I was not going to be able to like do this class if I didn't have any sort of sleep.
Yeah. Your hands are looking really good, even if you are really tired. I mean, it's okay. It was like a test thing. Hopefully, you get your sleep schedule worked out. I've been having a rough sleep schedule lately.
Oh, I'm going to pass out as soon as this class is over.
Oh, okay. Darn. I was hoping we'd be able to play video games tonight, but yeah, you should get some sleep right after this. You can even if you need.
I'll play some TKO.
No, don't run yourself down. That would don't hurt yourself.
You think I have self-respect? You think I actually have any ounce of dignity in me?
Well, I mean,
don't.
what time is it where you are?
It's 6:50. I have this. I'm in the same time zone as you.
Right. Okay. All right. Well, I guess we could stay up a little bit later. Just play at least like one round of TKO because you want to get to bed not too early, you know.
Okay.
I had like a good while where I would go to sleep at like 8 o'clock and then wake up at like 3:45 in the morning. That went on for like a month. That was like the best sleep schedule that I had.
Those are some neat cartoon hands there on the reference that I got on screen. It's kind of like dark fingertip hands with the claw tips.
I'm just sort of messing around with like, I don't know, I guess kind of character design.
Oh yeah, folks, real quick. There's a couple different ways to do claw tips on like humanoid hands. Like if you're doing monsters or something, or werewolves or what have you. Let me see if I can give some examples of that sort of thing with some simplified hands real quick. Hands and fingers. Well, actually I did a couple fingers, so. So if you've ever seen American Werewolf in London, which does a good example of this, remember that part where he's growing his like front hands into paws? Like the whole front of his hand starts stretching out. Like the metacarpals are literally like stretching out in his hand, basically like that. And he, like the claws that he has are not his fingernails. The claws are actually like coming out, are actually the bone from inside his finger. It's coming out and splitting through, splitting through the skin. Which makes you wonder how did he grow his fingernails back? So I think what we're seeing on screen right now, that's an example of claws with fingernails. So those are just fingernails. Versus like splitting out from the finger. And then like there's the retractable claws version on like felines. I think we should definitely do some comparative anatomy for some of this in the future off of animal hands, primates and like paws and hooves and stuff. Yeah, we'll find some way to sneak animal drawing in some of these in the future. You really need like a good like animal drawing focused actual class. Like that is a subject that I am really familiar with and I can teach reasonably well too, animal drawing. So I'll eventually be teaching an animal drawing class in here for sure. We'll get tons of furries showing up. Okay, Google, stop. Okay, Google, set timer 5 minutes. Okay, Google, set timer 5 minutes.
5 minutes, and that's starting now.
I better hydrate or I'm gonna get a headache later. So I'll take a quick step-up break shortly. Yeah, I really like how this little forearm exercise turned out with like the turning cube right here. That's an example of integrating the gesture in with the structure right there.
No, I'm good. Ooh, I'm looking through everyone's hand drawings right now, and Zav, I really love the hands that you did right here. Spacedad, I don't know if you're being quiet or if my internet is just doing another fucky wucky.
No, I was being quiet. There's a 1 minute ad break going on.
Oh, you were getting water.
Yeah, I clicked the 1 minute ad break button.
All right. Okay, Google. How much time left on timer?
T minus 26 seconds.
Cool. Okay, Google. Stop timer.
Got it. Consider it canceled.
So, do you want to take a look at some of the stuff that's on our Discord right now? You're mentioning.
Oh, I was
Yeah, let's take.
telling Tizov that I really liked how their hands looked like. I'm just sketching on mine.
Yeah, I'll take a peek real quick. Let's take a peek real quick before we go into the next set. At what some of the stuff that people are doing. Let's bring that on over here.
Oh gosh, my brain is fried at the moment.
Yeah.
I just like.
All right. Let's see here. Scroll down.
Characters.
Post them if you got them, folks. We'll put them up on stream. I said post them if you got them, folks. We'll put them up on stream. Here, I've got to start up my TV monitor. So that's what's being displayed here. That's the other thing, folks. Please donate to the stream so I can afford a decent monitor for a third monitor to set up instead of using this TV, which is really awkward to turn over to look at the Discord stream on. I want to get like 2 or 3 more monitors. I want to get like 1 or 2 more inexpensive monitors so people can donate. Give me a Twitch Prime sub. The donation info is down below in the chat for like Ko-fi donations, Patreon, and also you can subscribe to me on Twitch or send bits. And I'm also probably going to give a cut of tonight's proceeds to our guest artist Miles. Let's see here. That is neat. Those are some good studies right there by Owen. A little lacking in confidence, so that's okay. Hands are tough. Just do lots of them, folks. If you're unfamiliar with hands, do lots of them. Do them every day. I do heads every day. I'm going to be doing hands now every day too. Yeah, working on them metacarpals and stuff. Doing a little copy of my demo. It's cool. And if you want to go straight to the horse's mouth on this, check out the Dynamic Hands by Bern Hogarth, and read the text in it, and you'll get the information that I'm trying to redispense here, directly from him. These are a little bit, yeah, you're getting some good studies in there. This one's getting a little weird, but I like what you're doing with the palm wedge there, with the copy of the Bern Hogarth, some more Hogarth stuff. Some other time, yeah, keep going. Also, maybe draw a little bigger. I don't know how small you're drawing or how zoomed in you are when you do these, but that might help you a bit. Let's see here. There's proportion issues with the length of the fingers versus the length of the palm here. They should be, like the middle finger should be about as high as the length of the palm, for example. So keep that in mind. Yeah. So you're playing with shapes, you're trying to fit stuff together, that's good. Yeah. This one's, you're struggling a little bit with the shapes, so I'd like really concentrate on getting like really solid shapes for those palm wedges. First off, before you kind of get too caught up in the fingers. So you got some of the Iron Giant Hogarth hands in there, that's neat. It's very scribbly. This looks like somebody who's pretty new to this for sure. But yeah, we're like it's the same criticism. If you're having trouble struggling, just concentrate on the palm wedge and concentrate on getting like those little ellipses or on the side of the palm wedge for where the knuckles would be. You want a really good solid shape. Yeah, I think this one probably draw a little larger. I don't know how small or large you're drawing these at, but I think you're drawing pretty small, so it's looking pretty chicken scratchy, and I can especially see that here. But you are trying to focus on the right stuff with like.
I'm being very,
I'm talking to the audience.
very chicken scratchy right now.
Oh.
I'm running on fumes.
Oh yeah.
No, I was
Oh,
just
yeah.
putting in my own input of just like how I feel.
I like how that one turned out. Like, there's a little bit of a sense of expression in these hands, in some of these hands here, even as light as they are. There's some stuff that you get kind of caught up in, but there's some expressiveness there that I like. It's the first time. Same thing. I'd pull back from the fingers and concentrate on getting that palm wedge as an established 3D shape. Ooh, those are very nice studies. Wow. That one's looking a little weird along the knuckle line. That looks a little weird, but like this one, that one's good. That one's good. That one's good. These are nice. Yeah, there's some good shit going on here for sure. Yeah. Yeah, work more on the palm wedge stuff. I see you did copy my demo, and yeah, concentrate on that palm wedge, and you can try drawing the metacarpals inside that too. But get that palm wedge established first before you get into that. Yeah, I'm gonna skim through these, and then we got to get back to our set. So I'll set the timer for 20 minutes. I presume people are still drawing along right now, even as I'm going through this. So, okay, Google, set timer for 20 minutes.
Sure, 20 minutes. Starting now.
How large is your workstation document? Probably pretty fucking large because I'm working in 8K resolution. But I have a pretty powerful computer, so...
The majority of my drawings are like only on 2,500 by 2,500.
Yeah.
I like working smaller. I feel like that helps like get my sort of, I don't know if grainy's the right word, but like sort of vintagey feel because it's lower resolution. I don't know. My brain is not working.
Yeah, I'll have to go over that a little bit later, I think. There's some artists that like working at higher resolutions. I tend to like working at higher resolution because it makes it feels more like I'm drawing on like traditional media a little bit. But I think that there probably could be better approaches that I take with this that might help me more. And working in a lower resolution in some cases might actually help me some more. So I would want to definitely try that out. I want to find out how you do your workflow for sure and try to imitate some of it. So do you know? And
Gosh, I have a very sketchy workflow. The way I would describe my drawing process, or at least my rendering process, is more like sculpting.
Yeah, and that sounds about right.
I'm probably very bad when it comes to my initial like draftsmanship. Like I don't use too many guidelines. I just kind of go in.
Yeah, well, I mean, like if you're building the guidelines directly into the drawing, then that works. That basically has the same purpose. Whoops, I gotta switch your monitor back, sorry. There we go. Yeah.
There's your popsicle person who requested it.
Anyway, I included this on screen because this is a cool example of what you can, like, get more into animation. These are like studies that would be like this is like studies almost for like effects animation involving hands. I actually want to hold on to this image because this might be a good. The image that's on screen on my stream is like an image of like a bunch of kind of anime-ish hands using this kind of flowy gestural fire, like almost kind of like firebending kind of stuff going on. This might actually be a good basis to do an animation or design assignment or something like animated hand using animated hand with like effects animation doing something like this, like kind of magic elemental stuff swirling around the hand. I found a lot of really good there's a lot of really good manga artists that have like a lot of really good hand reference. Manga and anime artists. There are interesting ways of simplifying the hands, but I think that you would want to combine that with other stuff like Hogarth and so on. But it is all about the mileage, because you want, in order to actually be able to draw hands well, you got to be drawing them regularly. So I hope that everyone here starts making a daily habit out of drawing hands. I'm going to. I've been putting off drawing my hands for a while. I started leaving them out in my drawings. That's an art crime. I'm the one committing felonies. I mean, if you look at my drawings earlier in the week, I was avoiding drawing hands because I haven't been practicing them. But now I am. Now I'm going to be drawing hands. So I walk through the process of filling up page after page of drawing hands. They're no longer scary to me. Even if I draw the hand wrong, I'm not scared of drawing them. And I can solve the drawing problems in them too.
To quote a certain man, they won't shoot you for fucking up.
Yeah. And also there's the Wayne Gretzky line of like, you miss it. I forget what he said exactly, but paraphrasing, it's like you miss every shot you don't take. So even if you fuck up and you miss, at least you tried. Then you can try again, because you're not gonna score any of those goals unless you actually try to score the goal. Sometimes you gotta try again and again. Also, on-screen reminder, folks, in Twitch. This month is September. This is if you want to support the stream. Sure that I'm able to get better equipment to run this shit better, among other things. And put fat dollars in our pockets. Right now in September, it's 20 to 30% off for first time subs on the channel. And we get more money out of that. We get the same amount of money as if you subscribed at full price to the channel for a discount. And if you sub to the channel, you'll get a sweet little Astropug emote. Astropug, our stream mascot here. This little guy, as an incentive reward. Yeah. That's all good, folks. Just by showing up here, you're helping out the stream. I mean, the real goal here is for everyone to get better at art, myself included. Over time, I'm hoping that we'll be able to like generate enough general interest and support for like donations and stuff to keep the stream going into steady clip and stuff. But it's okay for now. We're just like feeling things out. For how we grow the stream, and how we grow the art community, and so on. Yeah. So, like I said, everyone should be practicing hands every day coming out of this. Like, even if it's just a few hands. But I mean, like, try to like fill up a page of hands a day. Like, spend like a half hour to an hour just drawing hands every day now. Between now and next week. That's my homework for all you guys for this class. Oh, thank you very much, Andervalg, however I pronounce that. Thank you very much for the Twitch sub. That would be a 20% discount, I believe, on that sub because of September. But yeah, every little bit helps. I think I'm about like $25 away from my next Twitch payout or something. So forget about like, gosh, I don't know, about like 5 or 6 more subs. I'll get another Twitch payout. Oh, 30% off because 6 months. Oh, huh? 6 months? You subscribed for 6 months? Oh, that's wild. Oh, thank you, Indus Noir, thank you very much for the sub. It's very much appreciated. I think my next, my most immediate goal for when I get like the stream budget together would be to get another display monitor so I can do multitasking that I'm kind of wrestling with this freaking TV display over here. There's another few other things, like there's an Asaro head that I was going to get, but then like I had to take a break, and I kind of the donation stream kind of dried up a bit. So I still have a mini budget for the Asaro head. I'm still going to order that for a head drawing class, but I've just kind of had to juggle priorities because I had to like order some art nibs for my pen and some other things. And I think the monitor that I need for multitasking on the stream should take precedent. But yeah, the Asaro head is still on the way. I'm in contact with the vendor on that, and I'll be budgeting for that when I'm able to get a more of a sizable budget together from stream donations and stuff. Oh, thank you very much, EJ424 for the sub. Very nice. Thank you. Thanks a lot, guys. Like this is a huge help. I'll try to see if I can get like a portion of tonight's proceeds into Miles's pocket too. Yeah, I can't wait until Miles is able to have a stream of their own, because they're a really freaking awesome artist. I'll be sitting in on their streams if they're teaching classes or doing other stuff too. Like, you guys got a little bit of a taste of what they're capable of at the start. Here, I'm going to switch back focus to me actually right now. You guys got a little bit of a taste of what they're capable of during the pre-stream and some other stuff. Maybe I can show up their Instagram a little bit here, but I'm kind of vibing on the hand drawing at the moment. But they're really freaking good, like really fucking good. And I'm really jazzed to have them on the team for the Discord game project. Oh wow, we got some more subs, don't we? Disfrutala Movie, subscribe with Prime. Thank you very much for the Twitch Prime sub. And Shay Fei, thank you very much for the Tier 1 sub. Wow. Thank you guys so much. I really appreciate this. I've been having like kind of a dearth of donations and subs lately for one reason or another. And you guys flooding me with subs like this is really, really huge help. A really strong motivation for me to keep going, for sure. Also in the future, look forward. We're going to be actually doing more game streams. Game streams either before, during, or on other days, or during. Or most of our game streams are going to be taking place after the stream is over. The class streams are over in the evenings. The reason I want to do game streams is, well, first off, it's fun. It's a reward for a hard day's work of arting and teaching. And also because we are doing a game dev project right now through Ethan Becker's Discord with a bunch of artists. Miles is of course one of the artists on the team, and I'm actually going to be teaching Miles how to animate, so they can apply their amazing freaking draftsmanship skills into animating. And that'll be really fucking fun. Oh yeah, Shay Fei has a lovely little Astro Pug. I've also got I've got a Spacedad emoticon ready to go for when I'm able to get additional emoticons at higher tiers of sub amounts. I forget how many subs you have to have on your channel before you unlock additional emotes, but when I do, I have a few emoticons ready to go, including the Spacedad emoticon. But yeah, we'll be playing games after stream, partly as like a group study thing. And I'm going to be playing them to have fun. Like I'll be trying to play stuff that's like really fun for all of us to enjoy, or I'll be looking at stuff that's fun to like play with the audience, or to play with the Discord community, or to play with people like Miles who are on my team and stuff. or guest people, and I'll also be looking for games that are interesting to study and learn from, like games that have something really interesting that I want to pull something out of it, whether it be art or design or whatever. Like, so it's almost going to be kind of like a video game look club sort of thing, where we look at like interesting games that there might be something cool to them to pull out from. And I've been seeing a lot of really unique games that I definitely want to take a good look at that have been coming out lately. Let me see if I can remember one of the names. Other Side. Here, I'll type it in chat. It's called Other Side. Kind of like a play on words with genocide. Other Side. Other Side is a XCOM Into the Breach sort of game where you play this kind of like supernatural end of the world entity that is trying to circumvent the end of the world, basically, by creating these avatar daughter characters that fight these horrible demons that have brought about the end of the world. And you basically have to keep rebooting time over and over again. And oh wow! I received a level 1 hype train emote. Wow. Huh. What does that mean? Huh. A limited time only emote. A hype train emote. That's interesting. I don't know how the hype train emotes... Yeah, when you stepped out, I got a flood of subs. From... like, I mentioned that... I got a flood of a whole bunch of subs, now I got a hype train sub from the chat. So I'm gonna give you, like... I don't know. Whatever's a reasonable cut of tonight's proceeds. I've got a record of the stream of how many people have subbed here, so I can kind of guesstimate how much of a cut that would be from the payout. Yeah, that's cool. Look at that. We got a limited time emote of like the hype frog. I think that's what it is. Like when I get a string of like when a channel gets a string of subs, I think that it unlocks like a hype train's temporary sub, like that hype frog that's in chat right now. So now I and everyone else sub to this channel can use that emote for a limited time, or something. Is that what it is, chat? Yeah. So yeah, we got a little weirdo little emote. This little guy. Also, another channel that's worth subbing to is Doig and Swift. Couple pals of mine. If you have more money to throw their way, here are their emotes. You can click their emotes to find out their channel. Doig Swift, they are really freaking awesome animators and directors. They work with like folks at Powerhouse and stuff like that to make really cool animated shorts and music videos, and they work on TV production and stuff. And they're really, really generous with their time and educating people in animation and stuff. Definitely give them a check out. Definitely check them out, and they are very worth subscribing to on Twitch. Yeah. And if they were active after this stream, which they would be, because they're in Ireland, so they have really strange hours compared to me, I would probably raid them after this is over. Anyway, okay, Google, how much time left on timer?
You've got 2 minutes and 1 second left.
Lovely. Hype drug. Yeah, but thanks a lot, everyone, for those subs. This is a huge help. This is the most amount of subs that I've gotten since I've started streaming here. So your support is very, very much appreciated. And also, if you want to get like the actual like PSD and clip files of tonight's demos, You can subscribe to my Patreon down below at the $5 tier. You can also get high quality images of tonight's demos for the $1 tier at my Patreon. So if you that's another another way to support me, and you can get something out of it with the class demo files and the image files of the demos. Currently, if you subscribe there, you get access to almost all my past demos from my past 2 semesters of teaching through Twitch. Anyway, how you doing, Miles?
My parents wanted me to eat something real
You're starving?
quick, so that's why I've been quiet. I'm
Oh, okay.
starving.
They're worried about your health, Miles. They want to fatten you up so they can chow you down.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Does anyone know the name of that one? That Society. I was thinking of that one body horror film where the the rich elites in it are actually all these body horror aliens that have twisted rubbery bodies that merge and absorb people and basically devour the lower classes.
Oh.
In a hedonistic blood orgy or whatever.
Oh.
Yeah. Okay, Google, stop. Okay, Google, set timer for 5 minutes.
All right, 5 minutes, and that's starting now.
Yeah, it's a horror comedy movie called Society, I think. Movie. I think it was made in the 1989 movie called Society. It's a British horror comedy movie. It's a body horror comedy movie. It's got some really hilarious special effects in it too. And I'd show on stream what it looks like. Well, maybe I can show some still images from it. Society movie. Because some of it gets kind of nude. Yeah, actually, no, I can't show this on stream. One of the most iconic images from it is one of the body morphic aliens in it grows a face out of his own ass. And that's one of the most iconic images of the film. And so if I showed it on stream, it would probably be a little I don't know.
Probably be a bit much.
Yeah, I don't want to risk it. I don't know what the limitations are on that stuff. I think it would probably be okay, but I don't really want to push it, What do you mean that's perfect for Twitch? Yeah, well, I mean, you can look it up yourselves if you want. It's an interesting film. For being a gross-out body horror comedy movie, it has a really biting social commentary, too. It's like a smart... it's actually a surprisingly smart film. I can't afford Google. None of us can. Yeah.
I do not like drawing on this program.
On Krita?
Yeah, I prefer my iPad.
Yeah, it's not the best. Do you have any? Just curious, what other software do you have?
It's so natural for me drawing on. I got Fire Alpaca on my computer, but I'm too lazy to. Not lazy. I'm too cheap to buy shit.
Well, you should consider investing. I would Clip Studio, and also getting a year subscription, prepaid to Adobe Creative Cloud. That's the thing, folks. If you are mad at how much Adobe Creative Cloud costs, go to a reputable key flipper site that sells flipped keys for prepaid codes for Adobe Creative Cloud and other stuff. Those are legit. Those are not pirated or whatever. I legit own Adobe Creative Cloud for the next 11 months or so. And I only paid about $80 for it or something. Yeah, it was $80 or $90 or something. You can get it for as low as like 60 or 70 sometimes. For a prepaid like for like a prepaid yearly subscription. The one that I got it from, he actually gave me a discount on it. But let's see, Lodge North. Yeah, this guy. This guy's been selling keys to different software, including like Windows 10 Pro keys and other things like that. He's been selling key flipping stuff for like over a decade now. And he's got a really good reputation to him. Tons of tech people I know bought like tons of shit from him. And he's got good customer service. He gave me really good customer service and stuff when I bought the Windows 10 key that I've got on the system that I'm using right now, and the Adobe Creative Cloud key that he gave me, that I bought from him. So yeah, if you want to pay way less than like the freaking it was like 50 or 70 bucks or something a month for right now for Adobe Creative Cloud, you can get a prepaid key from him for a full year for like it's like 90 to 100 bucks or something. You can find it cheaper elsewhere. You can find prepaid year subscription to Adobe Creative Cloud's cheaper elsewhere, but I know, but like I got a discount from him, and I know he has a great reputation, so I went with him. So I had him vetted previously. Okay, Google, stop. That was a 5-minute break, wasn't it? What time is it now? Okay, Google, what time is it?
It's 7:37 p.m.
Like a pretty good time. I'm really enjoying the sheer amount of hands I'm drawing this evening. How are you guys holding up?
I'm drawing a buff Kermit.
I better give you focus then. There we go. Beefy boy. You just keep going with that. I'll just keep doing up like a pleb. I'll be drawing my pleb hands in the corner while you're like while you're showing like the fruits of your advanced draftsmanship labor up in the corner with up in the side with Beef Boy Kermit.
I'm just winging this. I'm not even looking at anything. I'm
Yeah.
just...
You should show the leggy Kermit. We showed it during the stream pre-roll, but you should show the leggy Kermit again. That you did.
The buff like a Kermit again?
Yeah. I think chat would like to see that.
Hold on, wait.
Chat, get your hype frogs ready, or your frogs or whatever emoticons, your pepes or whatever. We have non-racist pepes in this channel. Every occurrence of Pepe is a Matt Fury approved Pepe. There's actually there's a documentary coming out called Feels Good Man that's about the history of Pepe, by the way, which is a collaboration with Matt Fury, who's the original artist who created Pepe the Frog. And it's about the weird, strange journey that Pepe kind of took and and how he got hijacked and other things.
Alright, is everyone ready to see the buff-legged Kermit?
Yes.
I'm going to change my window right now.
Yeah, go ahead. Do it. Get those frogs ready. There it is. Yeah, zoom into the if you can right click on the image and open the image in a new tab and then zoom in on the image. Or is there any way you can show the image larger?
Oh, okay. Hold on.
I gotta I don't know how to do that with the drawing.
Or you can copy paste that in Discord chat. I'll bring it up on my I can bring it up on my screen.
No. I just connected my mouse. It's okay.
Okay.
So you
yeah, well, however path you want to take to showing the giant thing. Yeah, you might not be able to do that through Instagram actually.
Yeah, I was going.
Yeah, copy paste that in the Discord chat. I'll do something with it.
I thought that was just me having boomer energy once again.
Well,
I could just send him into the.
Well, actually, no. Hold Control and hit the plus key. Try zooming in.
Hold still.
hold the control key and hit the plus key. Control plus to zoom in the browser. There you go. Now get it nice and big. There we go. So there's Miles's remarkably good painting of a buff-legged Kermit. That's a painting, not a photo, folks.
God, I can't believe I fucking drew this.
Show them some more of your work too. I want them to gaze upon your works in despair.
Okay, I have to back to normal. But not everything I do is just shift. I was like, this is a
Yeah, make sure you zoom in too because it's hard. It's on the ratio that it is on your screen from my stream. You kind of have to zoom in to see the detail.
oh, okay.
So make sure you zoom in on. You do the control key plus zoom in thing just so we can really see it.
Get to see him. Yeah. How's this?
Yeah, that's good size. Do it for the other ones. Yeah, there we go. That's good. Yeah, see what I mean, folks? Miles is a good ass painter. They're way better artists and draftsmen than I am.
You're the one who gets jobs here making ship
Yeah.
posts of Sonic.
And there's no shame in that. There's lots of really talented people that haven't entered the industry yet. They just haven't submitted for jobs yet. You get jobs. You get jobs pretty fast, I think.
You cut out for me.
Oh, I said that's not that unusual. There's a lot of super talented people out there who they just haven't really submitted for jobs yet.
I use my skills for evil.
Mm-hmm.
But this is a character I've been concepting for a
Yeah. It's cool.
long time now.
Yeah.
I'm going to figure.
You're getting cut off really
what to do
really
with
badly.
this. As you can see, I tried a little concept thing. Oh,
Yeah.
Sorry, I forget that my Wi-Fi is still shitty and I'm cutting out.
Mhm.
But it's been very difficult concepting this character because I want the character to be one, not too complex, so that way it's simple to animate.
Hmm.
Okay. Two, be sort of robotic looking while still having organic elements because it's supposed to be like a robot designed by aliens to mimic humans. So it's modeled after humans. That's why they're called models in the story.
Hmm. I'm thinking that you could probably go in a Peter Chung direction and kind of push do you know about Egon Schiele?
You're cutting out for me.
Do you know about the German expressionist painter Egon Schiele?
No.
I'll show some of their art. I actually have some of the art in the folder here with all the hands. But Egon Schiele, it was a big influence on Peter Chung, and you can definitely see that in Neon Flux. His style of animation with the gangly looking, long-limbed stylized characters. That's something that you could pull from. I'd say for that. Okay, folks, I'll shift to this until I find some of the Egon Schiele. Here's one.
I need to look at yours.
Yeah, you're gonna have to look at my Twitch. But that's one. There's a lot more. This one's kind of a splotchy painting, but he's got other ones that get weirdly pseudo photographic.
I see.
Yeah. Let's see if I find some other examples here. I've got several of them in here, but I included him because his hands are really good.
If there's a
There's
drawing
one.
on my page you specifically want me to, if there's a drawing on my page you specifically want me to click on,
Sure.
in order to talk about, just tell me.
The skeleton guy.
But,
The skeleton guy, the fungus guy would be cool.
skeleton guy.
Yeah, sorry, folks.
This is tech.
Yeah, well,
Technically Boingo fan art.
yeah.
So
Let's hold
I
things.
looked at the alive skeleton. I was just like, hey, that's a funky boy.
Sorry,
But,
folks. I've been shifting
I
through the
had-
reference images. I'll just hold on this hand now. Go ahead. Sorry.
I had 3 meltdowns drawing this because I just could not get the anatomy right. Just saved the life of me.
Well-
But it's probably my proudest painting I've done. Honestly,
I'm-
I love how I managed to do
Mm-hmm.
a skeleton hand.
You did a fantastic job. And look at that, folks. So you can see the underlying forms of the bones of the hand. In the Proco video
the
series.
hand.
Yeah. In the Proco video series, he goes over a little bit how it's really helpful to kind of understand a little bit of how like the underlying anatomical forms of the hand work, even if you're not drawing them all the time, because you can then wrap your head a little bit more around how the hand works and what it is.
I I really like drawing hands. I don't know why.
You mean you don't know
also,
why?
this character in particular, every time I don't know why I like drawing hands, but this particular character, every time I introduce this character to someone, they always simp over. Yeah.
What the? They always simp
keep
over
forgetting
what?
I put memes on my post and then I go and show them. This character, like I have so many like things that people have told me. I had someone message me one time just like, hey, you know, like shape-shifting slime alien you have? Yeah, they'd look hot in a bikini, and I'm just like, how do you expect me to respond to that?
Huh?
That's a legit.
Yeah. Well, I want to see you try.
message
I want
I
to see you
got
try
from
animating that thing by hand, in full detail.
Yeah,
It's just...
I think.
Yeah, that's not going to be a nightmare to draw.
Yeah, it will be like very fun
Remember-
when I start animating.
Remember, I was.
It's also gonna be fun to animate.
Remember that one character in My Hero Academia, the disintegration guy or whatever his name
You're
was.
cutting out for me.
Remember that one guy in My Hero Academia who has all those like human hands all over his body?
Oh yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah. If you notice in the actual in the manga, he's got like a ton of those hands all over his body, but in the anime, like usually when they do him, he's only got like that one on his face, and because the reason why he's drawn the way he is the manga artist loves drawing lots of hands, so he has no problem drawing tons and tons of hands for this character every time he appears. However, for animation production, drawing that many hands over and over again from different angles from a character that's going to be moving in different poses and stuff is not very economical.
But yeah, this is like how they normally look. To the left, that little like red doodle that I put on the page. That's how they normally look. I just did that to like emphasize, just like, hey, this is a slime. There's also this. How do you do, ladies? I have the power of God and anime on my side. I didn't know what to write for the caption, so I literally just put the B-movie script.
I'm gonna definitely show you some more of the Egon Schiele stuff. That crooked stuff you were talking about with hands, he does that. He does that in his hand drawings. Like, there's way better examples. I actually
this drawing I'm really proud of as well. I did it for. I did this illustration for my friend Matt.
Yeah. That's lovely.
His birthday. This is one of their characters specifically.
Honestly, you should submit your stuff to Imagine FX. I think.
Imagine Effects.
Imagine FX magazine. Do you know about Imagine FX magazine?
Yeah, I know. Imagine Effects, but I don't know like how you would submit stuff to there.
They have they have submission guidelines and stuff, and you can. They take artist submissions for like candidates for sketchbook. I could see you being showcased in a little sketchbooks in one of their little sketchbook sections or something.
Yeah, that'd be fun.
Yeah.
This one was fun to paint. Looking back on it, I didn't really know too much about like animal anatomy at this point, so you can see like the foot is like way too long.
It kind of works though, because it's like you gave kind of like human hands and stuff.
Yeah, cool. Hold on, wait. Do I
To
have
be like a mutant human animal hand. Yeah, because it's based on that. So he's got like actual human hands and stuff.
Yeah, I have no idea what this boy is supposed to be.
It's a lovely boy. I think that's a lovely piece of art right there. I would almost like want to have like I would want to have like a special edition
LP. Because
you should print that as like your own custom LP cover or something for that album. Yeah, you could print that out for yourself with your own custom LP cover.
Oh.
Yeah. Or sell that to people to use as a sleeve for a custom
I do
LP
my own
cover.
cover of Boingo songs and then just put this on there.
Yeah. And there's people who do the custom record covers. that they just put the LPs into and stuff like that. Like you
I would
buy the LP
just
yourself.
Paint a. I would love to paint. I would love to paint an album cover for someone, but
Yeah. Well, there's a lot of bands that I think would be happy to
there's
have
a part
you.
of me that like wishes. There's a part of me that like wishes Danny Elfman would like see the fan art that I made.
Well, I think he'd really dig it.
But at the same time, I don't want that man to know I exist. I am terrified.
Why?
I'm terrified of him.
No,
I don't know.
he's a really genial person who's like for everything I've heard about him, he's like one of the like nicest people to work, nicest, most professional people to work with in the film and music biz, and that's the secret to his success, huh?
I was just going to say where you can see where my page just like shift entirely after I made this fan art piece for Deadly Melodic, and this is where I started like
really pushing yourself.
It's hand drawing time, fuckers.
Yeah,
Yeah,
those are really fucking nice hands.
I know.
Not gonna
I'm
lie.
still very proud of it, and like you can see where I like still made them crooked and stuff in order to like do the stylization.
Yeah.
And then I like it done.
Mm-hmm. Like I said, I'm happy to have you on the team because your presence is gonna push me to
Molly,
try hard even more.
But the person who owns that character, Molly, ended up following me after that, and I just felt so much pressure, just like I need to prove myself to this person.
Yeah.
I need to like improve insanely quickly, and so like I would just binge watch. But I'm gonna show Deadly Melodic's page because she is one of my favorite artists, and you would love her work.
Yeah.
Because you've mentioned multiple times how you like body horror and shit.
Oh yeah, definitely. No, this is
does,
up my alley for sure.
She does 3D modeling as well and stuff, as well as regular paintings and stuff.
There, folks, we are going through a detour through this awesome ass art, but you folks should not be having the art lazies. Keep drawing them hands, folks, even while we're showing off this cool stuff. Your reference is on the side of the screen, or you can use your own hand as reference. Keep drawing them hands. I'm taking a little detour to do a box form body real quick. But I'm still going to be drawing them hands.
But I've mentioned this before, but I try to challenge myself with every single illustration I do, or like try something with every illustration. Like this one was highly experimental. I was just like, I kind of like this chrome effect because I was just messing around with curves on Procreate, and I ended up with that kind of value shift, and I was like, oh, that's kind of interesting. And I used that a little bit with like the legs here on Kermit, and I kind of started doing that on this boy, right? I did a little bit of inverse in the shot.
I like how you go the extra mile with your presentation too of the things that you paint. Like I said, I like. I said I like how you go the extra mile with your presentation of the things you paint too.
Oh yeah, I feel I like to make it look fun. I'm very inspired by like Rockwell and Leyendecker illustrations, or just like posters or advertisements from the 50s in general. Plus, I feel like it adds a little bit of my personality to the drawing. That's one thing. I don't know if it's like an irk of mine, but how it's very easy to disconnect the artist from their drawings. So I try to like be like, hey, I'm an actual person who is behind the screen sort of situation. It's just like, yeah, this is, I drew cartoony and stuff. And this one right here is from last year, exactly like September 26th. And this one specifically, you could just see the vast difference. This one is from September 12th of last year. So like compare this to one of my most recent drawings. Oh, like Ed, and that's just like, it's a really big jump art-wise in 1 year, and I'm pretty proud of myself because of that. I really like how this turned out.
Sorry, I had to step up for a second. Was that Sailor Moon a self-portrait? Was that Sailor Moon a self-portrait, by the way? Or what was that? Hello? Uh-oh.
I'm good. Was I cutting out again?
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. That's good. If you said anything, I did not hear you at all.
Oh. Yeah, you went totally silent for a little bit. Yeah, something about like
Well, I was talking about how I was proud of how much I was able to improve in a year. And that's mostly just because like I felt the need to prove myself to others. That's something that I've always struggled with, is just feeling the constant need to prove myself. I still like this drawing. It's not... I could probably like do this drawing better now, but I still really like it. I think it's funny.
yeah, it's really yeah, it's definitely cute, and I always like it when artists that can draw really well do like stupid little cartoon faces and on like nicely rendered or detailed anatomical characters in their like sketchbooks or whatever. Those are always fun. Like that nicely drawn, kind of Norman Rockwell inspired baseball bat looking character there. There was a recurring character I saw some like really nicely like there was a character that a bunch of people did like really nicely painted fan art of, that was like a duck with a really like detailed buff body with a really like dinky little cartoon duck head. I'll have to see if I can dig that out. Like the original drawing of it was like pretty kind of like cartoony and stuff, even though it was like the buff body. But then there were people who did like fan art of that OC with like a really like super detailed rendered version of the duck's body. I hope Miles is okay. They've gone a little silent, so I'm going to switch focus back to me real quick until they start talking up again. Keep doing your hands, folks. Keep doing them hands. Yep. Looks like their internet cut out. Well, we'll just wait for him to get back. Oops. What happened to that? Okay. Oh, that's the Discord feed, no wonder. Okay, I'll move that off. Alright, well, we'll hopefully wait. It looks like Miles disconnected. They might have had another internet seizure, basically. So, yeah, Miles' Wi-Fi cut out again. Yeah, I hope eventually Miles is able to solve their Wi-Fi issues, because I really hope that they're able to stream in the future. I might actually try to see if I can help troubleshoot their whatever their Wi-Fi issue is. I would for them if it's a router issue, they would probably just need a really long ass Ethernet cable or some shit. So how's everyone doing this evening? Okay, Google, how much time left on timer?
It looks like you don't have any timers set at the moment.
Yeah, I kind of took a detour there when we were going over stuff with Miles. So let's maybe take a 5-minute break for a little bit. We've been drawing pretty non-stop, haven't we? What time is it now? Okay, Google. No, we got about another half hour. Yeah, 5-minute break. Okay, Google, set timer for 5 minutes.
5 minutes, and we're starting now.
All right, I'm gonna take a little water break, and I'll run a 60-second ad break, and then we'll be on our last set for 25 minutes, and then we'll probably play some Jackbox games, at like TKO after the stream. So I'm actually going to open up... Well, give me a second here. We're just going to run a 60-second ad break right now. Alright, welcome back from the ad break, folks. Someone actually just DM me now to ask if I have Last of Us, and I do have Last of Us. It was actually just gifted to me. Oh, jeez, that's one loud saxophone. Alright. So yeah. But yeah, yes, I do have TKO to answer the question of somebody who DM'd me in Discord just now. Like, yeah, TKO is a game where you draw t-shirts and you create captions and stuff for them, and then it's like mixes and matches different combinations of t-shirts and slogans. Miles has some words in Discord chat. I'll copy paste them into our Twitch chat, actually. So here's what Miles had to say in our Discord chat that I just copy pasted in chat. In case my Wi-Fi doesn't come back, my advice to beginner artists is to find ways of having fun with learning art. Yes, that's absolutely sure. That's absolutely true. Like, you got to make it fun. You got to make the process of learning how to do this really tough stuff fun. Because then you'll absorb information a lot easier. Find ways to have fun with learning art. Use a meme to study muscle anatomy. Study 3D forms by drawing your favorite character. Art is both fun, enjoyable, and rewarding when you combine it with other things to make you happy, or you find interesting. Yes, absolutely. That's partly the goal that we're kind of shooting for here in the long run. I'm sort of feeling out different... Oh, look at the reference on screen. Isn't that lovely? Yep, well, why not? It's a little quick gesture study of that. Yeah. It's going to take a relentless amount of practice to get on the level of like that kind of stuff. Okay, Google, stop. Alright, looks like we are going to be in our last set for 25 minutes. So, okay, Google, set timer for 25 minutes.
25 minutes, and that's starting now.
I technically didn't really take a break. But that's okay. I'm vibing with drawing hands. I'm doing kind of what I did like last Sunday, with like that ridiculous amount of Loomis heads I was doing. I'm going to be doing more of that kind of stuff with every little bit of information I'm starting to absorb and learn from like other things I want to learn and draw. Like I'll do this with animals in the future, I'll do this with different parts of the anatomy, I'll do this with different cartoon characters that I kind of want to learn the models of. I'll do this with my own characters that I'm trying to develop more. Just page after page of repetitive, productive drawing. Some of them more worked up, where I spend more time and pay more attention than others. Other ones where I just do quick studies and I move on to the next thing to get another study in. So you want to vary doing long and short poses. We've been kind of steadily doing like 3-minute poses tonight on stream, but in the future we're going to be in these hand drawing sessions we're going to be doing more kind of formal time sessions. Tonight we played a little loosey-goosey because we had a guest and there was a lot of talking and chatter going on, so we were just kind of vibing. As long as everyone was getting their good drawing in, it's all good. Some of the things we'll actually be going over in the future is we'll be going over Walt Stanchfield's approach to hands. For Walt Stanchfield is one of the life drawing instructors who taught at Disney Animation and CalArts for many years. During the like 1990s Disney Silver Age, I almost want to say. But the way Walt Stanchfield simplifies hands is really elegant and nice, and I'm horribly out of practice in, and I need to touch base with, so that'll be fun for us to refresh with. We'll be looking at manga art, like really well done manga artist and anime artist hands and stuff too. We'll be looking at a lot of American Western animation hands and cartoon hands. Even some French. There's a lot of French comics that do hands really well. And even French animation that does hands really well too. We'll be looking at lots and lots of different hands, so look forward to that in the coming weeks. We'll be doing different iterations on anatomy and structure. Remember that, folks. That's your homework for this week. I want you to keep drawing hands every day. Try to fill up at least one page of hands every day between now and next week. Your homework is to maintain your ability to keep repeating this subject, keep repeating these studies subject every day. If you need to, you can re-watch the stream again on YouTube or on Twitch replay to get a steady stream of hands, or you can use one of the like line of action or quick pose sites to get plenty of hand poses. You can yoink hand pose reference from Pinterest or whatever. You can use your own hand as reference. 1 hour of hands and 1 hour of figure drawing a day might be a good idea. Consistent study. Yeah, that's a good idea. I would say you can go even further with that too. I try to aim for at least like 3 hours of study on a particular subject at a time. In the case of today, I put in... What am I at now? I'm at about like 8 hours of study right now. I'm at like 8 or 9 hours of study. Because I started at like 10 a.m. or something. Yeah. I started before then, actually. I think I'm like well over 10 hours of study today. But I paced myself. That's how I was able to go so long for today. I kind of needed it because I'm like horribly out of practice in hands. And so this is a great way to break the ice into it. For me. But the name of the game is longevity. So even more important than like doing a huge chunk of drawing in a single day like that ridiculous amount of drawing that I've done today, is to do like an hour, 2 hour, 3 hours of drawing every day on the subject that you're trying to study, every day for a longer period, for like a long period of time. Because then you retain and build on the information every day instead of lose it. What's cool is though is that you can start combining the stuff. Like I'm already kind of strategizing, like, I'm going to start planning on doing character head poses and stuff and body poses where I have the hand posed out and expressing some kind of emotion for the character